Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's Town Hall meeting, December 5th, 2022. Today's agenda is project and development updates, documentation updates, marketing and content updates, collaborations, and Q&A. Robinson, can you please start us off with project and development updates?
Thank you. So as usual, let's start with the engineering metrics. So we have a delay, or rather taking more time for our commits to release. So this trend has been happening for last few weeks, and hopefully this is expected to continue for a few more days, rather I think the entirety of this month, because we have been working on various new product ideas and research. Deployment status, we don't have, we made quite a few deployments for Next. So in the last week, so that status can be seen here. On the pull request or the amount of work that we've been doing, we had in the previous weeks we were kind of in a lower pace. Now we are picking this up. Now, according to the industry standard, for our team size, we are above the healthy area for the number of PRs that we've been committing on a weekly basis. On the quality metrics, we don't have any bugs reported against production, so that remains as zero. On the product side, starting with the blockchain updates, we're making lots of progress on the Ethereum Suns implementation. Along with the blockchain side, we've also started design on the next side. That is, the screens and functional specs are getting ready on the UI side as well. And in general, on the Peerplays legacy code base, the primary focus has been bug fixes and various improvements. And we're also looking into various edge cases on Bitcoin Suns and other Suns. So that's in progress. On the other side, on the substrate and Moonbeam stack, we're slowly making progress, and mostly by January 2023, we'll have more concrete updates on the substrate platform. So this is the next or our updated text UI. So we've been working on for the previous few weeks. We've been working on increasing the test coverage and the market page and the Ethereum Suns design, etc. So for the market page, we have new designs, which is almost finalized. So these designs. So our current implementation is very simple, but the newer implementation for the market page looks a lot more similar to other competing exchanges. So that design is getting finalized. And on the Ethereum Suns, as I mentioned, we're working on the functional specs and about to start working on the UI design. And we are also continuing our performance testing with JMeter. So we are having challenges figuring out the APIs that should be used. So since these APIs are mostly called over WebSocket from the web front end, it's not easy to figure them out. We've taken help from an additional resource to sort that out. And we're also trying to automate our UI testing with an Impal test automation tool. So that's also in progress. Moving on to PeerLink, the layer 2 tech for Hive and ETH2. We have most of the front end aspects being sorted out, and we're working on the back end. That is how exactly the funds should be moved from the layer 2 solution to Peerplays and from Peerplays to various Ethereum family of chains. So we have been working on that. And as indicated earlier, the keychain and MetaMask support has been pretty much completed, and this will be integrated to Next as well. And in addition to this, we are also working on research of few projects, certainly initial requirement gathering, and also trying to understand the product market fit. So that's in progress. And on the Python Peerplay side, we have completed a sprint with a lot of bug fixes and improvements. And yet another release that we would expect recently, mostly this month, is for the Peerplays.js. So where we had lot of security improvements and other bug fixes, which we need to push out as a release. So those are the major updates from the development team. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robinson. Sean, documentation updates, please.
Hello, thank you. So for this week's documentation updates, We have a new functional spec for our Ethereum Suns. That's for the deposit and withdrawal in Nex. And also, we have some wireframes and a process flow diagram for peer review. That's all part of developing our requirements for peer review, and that's all going rather well. So we will continue work on that for this week. Thank you very much, and that's my update.
Thank you, Sean. Michael, marketing and content updates, please.
Well, thank you, Kelly. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Big win for last week is the push live of the website redesign on December 1st. This has easy access to our resource library, our digital exchange, our documentation resources, our video tutorials, and our blog. We will continue to keep this site as fluid and dynamic as we possibly can throughout 2023. A big thank you to Abigail, Dave, Oksana, Vitor, Mo, and Robert for their individual assistance along the way. Should anyone on the internal team have any feedback or suggestions, please forward them to myself or Dave, and we'll work on incorporating those if they make sense. So lots of reaction, obviously, to Scene's announcement last week. However, this dates back to September 22, when Jonathan declared that the intent is to move everyone in Rocket Chat to Scenes to work within that environment so we don't create a gap between the community and the active developers of Peerplays. This was also announced at 3 previous town halls with respect to the December 1st launch date. However, we do acknowledge, as per the email on November 30th, that there's a period of adjustment with every transition. We also ask that you be patient with us while we work through these fixes. Any feedback that you have, and I know there was lots, please forward that to myself and Vlad directly so that we can take that up with the Avalon team to work in the fixes and bug enhancements. An Android app is coming and it's due this week, December 8th. The Apple app is a little bit more complicated. We'll probably be looking at early January for that deployment. We have an overlap period between now and January 3rd for everyone to go in there and familiarize yourself. And I do mean everyone. This does not just apply to the development team. This applies to everyone at Peerplays. We have an overlap period between now and January 3rd to work through any bug fixes to make it completely usable for everyone. So again, please find the time to explore Scenes. We're open to all and any feedback. We recognize it is not perfect. But the intention is to make this the single communications platform internally and with the community. Vlad has set up a weekly email with Scenes to make sure that those enhancements can continue to work forward. On the content side, I've decided to ditch Motich completely. It's completely inconsistent and unreliable with its sans. I've adopted a new platform called Email Octopus. I've included last week's email. I encourage you all to open it and click on the links and drive our engagement numbers. We have links to all of the weekly updates that you guys provide at these town halls, reaction videos, hiring statuses, as well as tutorials and recent blog updates to the website. Social last week pushed witness information, blockchain information, NFTs for FIFA, and the NFT collapse. We'll continue to work with Vitor to make sure that we can do everything we can to make sure that these numbers and these emails drive upward for 2023. The DEX user guide is complete. Oksana has completed the design work of this from Ty's original document for Moses rewrite, and this document now sits with Ty for a final review. This will serve the basis of all language for social copy for website updates with respect to the DEX launch when we get to that point. Thank you to Oksana, and just a word of request to Ty, if you could complete that review as quickly as possible, that would be awesome. Vitor has put together a live dashboard of our analytics in the document. It is clickable from the link on the slide here. Vitor and I will meet this week to flesh this out and make sure that it's presented as full of KPI information as we possibly can. Right now, it sort of looks at the difference between November and October in terms of analytics. Most of our stats are trending upwards, but we have a lot of work to do with respect to ensuring that the new social media hire, when he or she arrives, is doing everything she can to drive traffic to our website and our platforms, as well as continued work with Mo to create content that is a little bit more Peerplay centric. We recognize that the vast majority of content on the new website is industry trends / headlines and news, but we will be readjusting our focus for the remainder of this year into 2023 to support all the wonderful work that the development team produce. Sorry, this is a duplicate of what I just mentioned. Most of our stats are trending up in November versus October, and we'll hopefully keep those numbers going up through the month of December. Social media update, specialist update. I interviewed someone on Friday. She is located in BC. She is a crypto user. She has done a lot of work with the fashion sector, which may not sound relevant. She brings a lot of energy and a real understanding of the sector. So we have a few more interviews today and tomorrow. And after that point, we'll make a decision on hopefully next week we can provide a substantial update on completing filling of that role. Very excited to have someone in that role and drive our social media presence as much as we possibly can. That concludes this week's marketing update. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Michael. Jonathan, collaborations.
Thank you very much. So these are the collaboration updates for Peerplays for this past week. So within the gaming sector, we have the Gaming Benefits Corporation. In the regulated charitable gaming sector, we had a meetup call with them. We were able to share with them, as Sean alluded to, some diagramming in regards to peer review. And so there was an info sharing and schedule from an info sharing and schedule perspective. It was very good. So that was what that call was all about, basically giving them a diagram that introduced how it would all work. And also we set up a demo date. So we'll look forward to that soon. Within the medical sector, Mars VR, with the gamified rehabilitation community, we had a kickoff call. Well, I'm a kickoff call, more like an introductory call, exploratory call, where we discussed the various aspects of Mars VR, how it works, and how it could integrate with the Peerplays. That went very well. Afterwards, there was some follow-up technical questions that went back and forth with the teams. So that's going well. In the community sector, of course, there's Avalon Meta with Scenes community platform. Michael alluded to this quite a bit. I think there's much more I can share, aside from the fact that we do have that ongoing collaboration, and that's moving forward. Dedicated team updates. We don't have any changes, but we are still looking for social media specialists. As Michael just mentioned, though, there is somebody who is in the wings that looks pretty good. We'll see if that ends up being the person who takes the social media specialist position. Hopefully so, but if not, and you know somebody potentially that could work with Peerplays, send them to Peerplays LinkedIn or to Alka within the Rocket Chat. So those are the collaboration updates for Peerplays this week.
Okay, thank you, Jonathan. All right, so we're on to Q&A. Is there anybody here that has any questions? All right, there was some that came in from the community. This question's from Felix. How can Peerplays gain more witnesses, and why are there so few right now?
There are three things we as a community can do to help gain more witnesses. Number one, we can power up your PPY and participate in GPOs. You gain participation rewards doing this, and you can select how many witnesses you wish to see participate in the network. That's the way the network works. Second, anytime there are some posts shared on Peerplay social media relating to witnesses, whether it's a witness who is introducing themselves or a post done by marketing team promoting how to become a witness, like it, share it, and share it with others who are more technical than you. You know, just help get the word out to people who are more technical that you'd like to see participate in the network so that you can be able to vote for them. Third, get a $40 VM or use your home computer and set up your own witness node and become one. That's another option, right? In terms of gaining more witnesses. So those are three simple ways that everybody in the community can help with being able to gain more witnesses if that's what you want to see. Again, the protocol is set up in such a way that it is ultimately up to everyone in Peerplays how many witnesses we're going to see. So in previous weeks, I've touched on some of the points of why we have so few, so I don't need to repeat that. But the bottom line is it's up to the people of PPY to determine how many witnesses via the voting power GPOs. How many we choose, though, depends on different factors for Peerplays as of today. As of today, well, it's important to find people who basically see a $40 VM being low risk compared to the upside future of PPY in Peerplays. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, that concludes today's weekly town hall meeting, December 5th, 2022. Thank you all so much for coming. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next Monday. Bye.